Welcome back to Album Review.
What's going on?
So this week we've got one from you guys. Remember, if you want us to listen to anything, just comment on any album review video saying what you want us to listen to. This was one of your suggestions. This was Iron Flag by Wu-Tang Clan, as suggested in our first Wu-Tang episode from like almost 3 years ago at this point. This is their fourth studio album. I don't really have much context behind it, other than it came out a few months after 9/11 happened, so there's a few tracks that reference that in here and the whole state of New York at the time. And as everyone is in this album too, except despite him being on the cover, Old Dirty Bastard is not in the album. This is I think the first album without him, because at the time he was going through some like legal troubles. He was going in and out of jail for like drug use and whatnot, and his life was unfortunately beginning to spiral out of control, and just a few years after this album he would pass away. But yeah, that's all the context I really have for this album. So let's just jump right into it then.
Alright, first track is In the Hood.
I really like this one.
Yeah, the song wasn't bad. I thought this was a good intro.
Yeah, it's a pretty good intro to the album. I feel like they always start off pretty well for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, this one had a lot of them on there. And
yeah.
They were all the verses were very good right off the bat, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Next track is Rules.
I like Rules. That's probably one of my personal favorites.
Me too, yeah. I think this track was even stronger than the first one in my opinion.
Me too. And this is the one, this track references 9/11 and another track does later, but this one, like, I think the entire first verse is, like, references to it.
Yeah, I like this song because you could really tell, like, it felt like they were personally offended by, like, the attacks that were happening in, like, basically their hometown, you know?
Yeah.
So, they got that idea across really well in this song. And I think this song was one of the few that wasn't produced by RZA, too, on this album, but most of them were, like usual.
Yeah. Master producer, which his genius shows up on this album too.
This song was produced by Mathematics, which I've heard of him. I don't really know much about them.
I know he's another like producer.
Yeah, I know that their newest album was like almost entirely produced by him, I think.
Okay.
I just saw that on their Spotify page while I was looking at this album and stuff.
Alright.
Next track was Chrome Wheels.
I like this one too.
Yeah, this one wasn't bad.
Yeah, I don't like it as much as Rules, but I thought it was a good one.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't like too interesting overall compared to some of these other songs, but it wasn't bad. The next track is Soul Power, which this one featured Flavor Flav.
Yeah, of Public Enemy fame. This is an interesting track.
Yeah.
I didn't like it on my first listen, but I kind of like it now. It's not one of my favorites though.
Okay. Yeah, this one I didn't love as much.
Yeah.
I think that like the hook just didn't sound that good, and then the whole talking part at the end, like the last minute or more of the last part of the song, was all just Flavor Flav and I think Method Man having a conversation basically. Like
this one was alright. But the next one is probably one of the big hits, and one of my personal favorites is Uzi.
Yeah, this one was really good.
Uzi's fantastic. This is the first song I heard off this album.
I just remember how good, like, I think You God had the first verse, and his verse, or part of the verse, just sounded so good when he first came in.
Yeah. All the flows in this song are immaculate, and the beat is incredible.
The energy stayed up the whole time.
Yeah, a very energetic track.
Yeah, the beats in this album, to me, they're very, like, mixed bag. Like, some of them I really like, and other ones are quite boring to me.
I agree. This is definitely, like, as of right now, probably the most, like, strange Wu-Tang album. It's very, like, different from the first two.
Yeah, definitely. The next track is One of These Days.
I like this one, too. It's a bit of a slower one, but I like this one.
Yeah, I like this one, too. This one only had 3 of the members on there.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked it because usually they have, like, 5 or more on most tracks, so there's not very many, like, longer verses, but this song, like, each rapper kind of had their space, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, they filled out the track very well.
Yeah. Next track is Y'all Been Warned.
This is another one of the big hits. This is another really good one. Another one of my favorites.
A big hit, but I could see it. I did like this one too.
Yeah, this is probably like my second or third favorite track on the album.
I think it was one of the best sounding like samples out of the whole album.
Yeah, I love the beat on this one.
It sounded really dramatic, I remember.
Yeah.
And this one was actually another one of the ones not produced by RZA.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who produced this one. I forget. I didn't put that down. But the next track is Babies, which this one was pretty interesting.
I like this one.
I had an interesting idea behind it, at least. Like, they started out talking about a corrupt cop, basically, and like it was just, you know, basically getting the idea of the police are against them, like, kind of thing, which was what was going on back then. So.
Oh yeah.
But it was good. I thought it was a good song.
Yeah, even at the turn of the century, like, they're still having to rap about this shit, and probably even to this day, I haven't listened to any of the modern albums, but I'm sure these topics are still coming up. Yeah.
Next track is Radioactive, parentheses, for Assassins.
I like this one. This is one of the shorter ones.
Yeah.
But I thought this one was pretty good.
Yeah, me too. I like that one. Next track is Back in the Game.
I like this one too. I like a lot of these like middle tracks here.
Yeah, this one featured the lead man of the Isley Brothers, Ron Isley.
Yeah.
So he was doing like background vocals throughout the song, and he did the hook. So that was pretty cool about it. Good.
I really liked this one.
The next track's the title track, Iron Flag.
I liked Iron Flag. It's another short one, but I really like this one.
Yeah, this was one of the stronger tracks, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I said it was shorter, but it had all like seven of the members on
the
song, which is crazy. It fit them all in a very short time.
Yeah, but Wu-Tang Clan is like one of those few groups that can kind of get away with doing that, despite their size.
Yeah. Next track was The Glock.
This was my least favorite on the album.
Yeah, this one I also said it was not very good.
Yeah, this is the only song I actually didn't like on it.
And this was the one that had they just repeated the same.
Every like
good thing we brought the Glock over and over again. Yeah.
Like it just got annoying. Like even a minute into the track, and it's like a 4-minute track, and I just didn't like this one.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. And the last track's Dashing, parentheses, Reasons.
This one's alright.
Yeah, this one, it was only Inspector Deck and Jizza.
Yeah.
It was okay.
The beat was alright. I didn't mind the beat, but it was just an alright song overall.
Nothing too special about it for it to be like the outro, really.
Yeah, usually they have a pretty like decent to good like outro song. This one just didn't really hit for me.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say it's a good album, but it's probably my least favorite album as of right now that I've listened to by them.
Definitely same. I was going to say the exact same thing. I like both the other two albums that we listened to, but this one was after most of those other two, but it did feel very different. It felt like there was less going on in a lot of the beats as a whole throughout the album compared to like Enter the Wu-Tang,
or even Wu-Tang Forever.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, I just felt like there were a lot more iconic samples on those two albums that I can think of than this one overall, but...
Yeah, and that's not to say this album is bad, because it's still a good album. It's still a pretty good rap album at the end of the day, like, all things considered.
Yeah.
But, I guess going into scores, I'm going to give it probably a 7.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to stick with a 7. I don't think it's, like, I think it's good, not great, but not, like, a bad album or even a mid album. Like, it's still got a lot of great songs on here, like Uzi, In the Hood, and you got Y'all Been Warned. There's a lot of good songs on here.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 6.5.
I was thinking around that range, too.
Just because that about represents how many of the songs I thought were good on the album. Like, probably about 60-65% of the songs I really liked. But the other ones, like, the beats were just a little too simple or repetitive, or just certain things about the songs, like, I don't know, didn't really stand out to me.
So, what have you got for our next album?
So, we're gonna switch the genre up again, but
Alright.
I'm gonna go with Queens of the Stone Age's album from 2013 called Like Clockwork.
Okay.
And I just discovered this album very recently, so I have listened to it before, but it's still very new to me.
I've never listened to this album, so...
I think it's gonna be a good one for us.
Alright. Tune in next week where we look at our first Queens of the Stone Age album.